Oh boy. Connecticut in the springtime is crazy. It's 77 degrees out at like 20 to 12. I'm sorry, 20 to 1. I'm going to meet someone for lunch. Daniel's old physical therapist, because yesterday was kind of rough. Today's Monday. I just had one of those, like, I went into his room and I thought I was doing okay, and then I had a total meltdown, breakdown. And I don't know, it just seems to make me feel so unhealthy. Like whenever I have these like really severe bouts with grief, the next day I always feel like really not well. And the doctor told me that sometimes you can like trigger like a reaction, you know, like a cortisol reaction or whatever, like inflammation. But I don't know. I just felt really like saying no, I don't want to go out to lunch when she asked me, and I was like, nah, go get lunch. So I'm trying to get there. Of course, I'm running late. Just trying to pack up some things I need to ship. You know, I tend to like buy too many things online and then almost always return it. I don't really keep much. You know, I'm like, I get it, and then I'm like, this is not what I like. I don't want this, blah, 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 you know. Whatever. I'm driving through Monroe. And I'm just wondering, like, should I put the air conditioners in when I get home? It just feels hot and humid. It's 82 degrees, actually. It was 77 when I left my house. Maybe it's just warmer here. Plus the sun is hot. I don't know. I don't know anything these days. I'm just sort of wandering through life trying to figure out, like, who am I and what should I do with myself. And how do I, like, navigate around these periods of just, it just takes over. And I feel so sad. And then I regulate again. Feel better. Keep going. I also have very bad sciatic pain, like terrible, on the right side. It goes down my leg into my calf. So I'm going to physical therapy. I'm trying to exercise a little more, but with fibromyalgia and now sciatic pain and the stupid weight gain that I picked up while Daniel was, well, after Daniel died. Yeah, I don't know. Trying. I don't always know what to do. Wow. What time is it? It's 20 after 10. I got up today about, I don't know, 6. Because we had a bear outside, right outside the window. He destroyed my beloved bird feeder, and I hadn't had a bear like in my yard. Like a couple years ago, one walked through, and I thought that was a big deal. And John and I recently saw a bear when we were taking a walk about a mile away from here. But I'll have to upload the video. He was right in front of my window here. And I was like, oh, you know, I sit here and I enjoy looking at the birds in the morning. They come right in front of the window. So, and that bird feeder has been there for a couple of years now, 3 years. And I've never had anything, maybe an occasional squirrel, but yeah, that was a shock. The Ring camera caught it, and he just kind of came over and stood up, and like grabbed it with his hands and pulled it, and broke it into bits. Anyway, John's been in Maine for a couple of days. He's coming home right now. As a matter of fact, I had to cancel my physical therapy, which was in an hour, 11:30, because John should be getting home to the rental car place about 12, and I didn't have time to go to therapy and also be there to pick him up. And I think that's okay. I haven't really been in the best mood. I did go out to lunch yesterday with Daniel's one of his physical therapists, who I, became friends with. Really nice lady. And that was a good outing to just distract my brain. And after that, I took the dogs to the dog park because yesterday was Holly's birthday. She is 7. Holly's 7. Henry's going to be 11 next month. Yeah, it's just really kind of hard because I'm going through a rough spell. And a piece of that is that my back hurts really bad. But it feels like when I'm supposed to grieve. Everything I read is like, just feel your feelings. But what happens is my feelings and my fibromyalgia, everything seems to be linked, So I just get worse. And when I cry a lot, I always get more congestion. And I don't know, it's just hard. So anyways, it's hard. It's hard because my world is so quiet. I don't really have anybody to talk to other than John. And sometimes I hear from people, but it's interesting. It's been people like Inez, the physical therapist, or a friend that I've met since Daniel's passed away, who have been like, are you okay? You okay? Checking in, like people I didn't really have a relationship with before. And that's great, because you're gonna make new friends of people who are just maybe a little more empathetic to what you're going through. But firsthand experience, like the beginning is the shock and trauma. You need support. But then when the grief really sets in, which is like a little bit later, is when everybody sort of disappears. I think somewhere around Easter time, it got really bad for me. And, I realized I have people who text me and message me all the time. Here and there. Well, not all the time. And everybody's quick to leave a supportive comment on Facebook. But most of the time I don't really connect with people. My kids are great. They call me all the time. We talk all the time. But I don't have a branch of people who are direct family members who understand what support looks like. And I don't have the energy to teach people. I sometimes I'm so sad that I just wish somebody would just show up. And I know that's unrealistic. I get a text, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm fine. I can text you I'm fine, but if you were here in my living room, you would clearly see that I am not fine. But it's too much work to come to my house, I guess. It's just too hard. So, I'm not without love for people in my world who are ignoring me right now. I do love them, but you know what? I just have been so lonely for months. Especially, you know, it gets bad like when John goes away, because when he's home and he has to do his work, yes, you know, I'm supportive of that. But when he's here, at least he knows that like when I'm down, he knows how to kind of edge me back up again. And it's just crazy. I just miss Daniel so much. So I don't know. I guess people didn't understand before, so why would they understand now? When you're grieving a loss, it's really hard, and there's always secondary things too. Like you lose the person, but then you also grieve the life that you had with the person. So when you are literally connected to that person's staying alive, like I was, so much of me was just woven into Daniel, and Daniel woven into me, to the point where all I've been doing is like just trying to find hobbies and things to keep me busy, trying to figure out who I am and what I'm gonna do and where I'm gonna go next. And yeah, I have a beautiful family, my grandson, my daughter, and her fiance, and Thomas, and everything. But they, like I keep telling people, they're here. I love them, adore them, supporting them, helping them, being their mom as best I can. But my loss of Daniel is a different thing. They're not interrelated. I'm trying to keep them kind of separate in the sense of I want to be there for my family and not have them think that they're a replacement or a cheer up place for my sadness. You know what I mean? Like they are just a cheer up place because they cheer me up for every reason. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. My joy for my grandson is not because I'm sad because I lost Daniel. It's because I love my grandson. And that's the fact. But people like to say, oh, but you have your grandson. You know, it's like, well, yes, but that's not helping my grief. My grief is helping itself. It has to happen. I have to feel it. But I'm exhausted. I'm physically worn down. Trying to force myself to move, even though it hurts. I don't know if the worsening physical condition is directly related to the grieving, but I think it is. It's harder for me to have any motivation to, you know, exercise, pay attention to things. You know, it's just hard. Hard. It's not as easy as I think it used to be, because I seem to always end up back here sitting in a chair. And then after a while, I hate sitting in a chair. And then I start trying to do, yesterday I emptied my whole entire linen closet of everything that we don't need anymore. And it was eight white garbage bags full of curtains and linens, and a lot of them still good, but just like things that I used in the past 23 years in this house that I no longer want or like or have use for, because I've replaced them and for whatever reason decided to just shove them in that closet rather than get rid of them when I didn't want them. So that's all in my car, and I'm going to go to Goodwill today and get rid of that stuff. So now the closet just has the towels and sheets and things that we directly use, and it was just a good feeling. You know, it was just like, okay, kind of weird. Oh, I just saw the little black squirrel across the street. So anyways, that's what's happening in the world of sad Julie. Looking at Daniel's picture up there and just thinking about him, and try to do my meditations. I have all these journals, and I've been painting. I have hobbies. I try to go for walks, to pay attention to the dogs, talk to the kids. I spin in circles. I end up back in my chair crying. I'm going to try to podcast again to try to sort of channel some of this stuff and try to find a purpose for myself, because I feel very isolated and unsupported. So if I can start supporting myself and working my way back into self-love, that will help to bring that up. Yeah. I'm sitting here yesterday going, I don't know, man. Like, I'm thinking about moving. Part of me is like, I don't want to move away from my family, but like, I'm so removed from my family. Like, I don't really see them very much. And the easy answer would be then just go do it. But I didn't see them very much when Daniel was alive either. So it's like, should I change that? Was it my fault? I don't know. Or maybe it just is what it is, and it's okay to move to the other side of the country. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. But everyone is on their own journey, I think. Even people who are close to you. And eventually, I think, there'll come a time where I'm going to look back on this time and I'm going to remember. I'm going to remember the little miracles and the blessings of everybody who really understood, and only hope that someday I can be that kind of a support for someone else. Yeah. It's like 100 and something days now. I haven't had a visitor since February, March, January, I don't know. Today is April 30th, so what you gonna do? Anyways, also, we're trying to sell the van, so Daniel's van's for sale. We'll see how that goes. As beautiful as that van is, we really don't need a lovely ramp wheelchair van, so